You're not seeing a reconstruction, but real footage where seconds decide everything. Emergency landings that spun out of control, hard touchdowns, and collisions. No staging, no effects. Only verified clips with exact dates and locations. Only original audio. Watch to the end and tell us which episode was the turning point for you personally. Likes and subscriptions, and most importantly, the hype around the video will help show it to viewers who are looking for the truth about flying. Let's begin. March 20th, 2024, Rochester, Minnesota. A hot air balloon struck power lines while attempting to land, sparking a small brush fire along US Highway 63. The basket fell roughly 20 to 30 feet. 3 people were aboard, 2 had minor injuries, and no serious injuries were reported. November 12, 2023. Via Cañás, Santa Fe, Argentina. During an air festival display at Aero Club Via Cañás, a vintage Aero Vadachati L-29 Delphine crashed shortly after a low pass, killing both pilots. The jet struck open ground near the runway and erupted in flames, according to local and aviation reports. October 12, 2025, Fort Worth, Texas, near Hicks Airfield, on North Saginaw Boulevard. A twin-engine Beechcraft King Air C-90 crashed into a parking lot, struck multiple parked semi-trailers, and erupted into a giant fireball, killing both people on board. April 27, 2012, Laguna, Salada, Baja California, Mexico. An unmanned Boeing 727 was deliberately crashed for a Discovery Channel 4 experiment on crash survivability. The crew bailed out, and the jet was remotely guided into the desert with dummies and sensors to analyze seat-by-seat injury risk. July 22, 2025. Azzano, Mella, Brescia, Italy. A Promec Freccia RG Ultralight crashed onto the SP-19 Corda Male connector and exploded, throwing a wall of fire across the roadway. Both people on board died, and 2 motorists were injured, as several cars drove through the flames. February 10, 2025, Scottsdale Airport, Arizona. A Learjet 35A, owned by Motley Crue singer Vince Neil, veered off the runway after landing, and struck a parked Gulfstream 200. One person was killed and 4 were injured. Neil was not aboard, and federal investigators are probing the crash. October 22, 2025. San Cristobal, Paramillo Airport, Táchira, Venezuela. A Piper PA-31T1 Cheyenne lost control moments after liftoff and crashed back near the runway, erupting in flames. Both occupants were killed. Authorities have opened an investigation. May 11, 2006. Aniva Bay off Sakhalin, Russia. During a Russo-Japanese exercise, a Russian Navy MiL-Me-14 attempted a water takeoff with a reported engine failure. The nose dug into the swell, the rotor tips hit the water, and the helicopter broke apart. Of the 13 aboard, 12 survived, and 1 crew member later died from injuries as authorities opened an investigation.
Агат, ботик один. Ботиком Агат, спускайся по сигналу, будем на воде. Принято.
August 20th, 2021. Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, Pennsylvania. A North American SNJ-2 Texan with the Geico Skytypers crashed shortly after takeoff during practice for the Great Pocono Raceway Airshow, killing the pilot. Investigators reported a total loss of engine power before the aircraft veered left into the grass and caught fire. March 19, 2023, Sanford, North Carolina. A 2022 Piper PA-28-181 Archer LX veered left after touchdown, exited the runway, and hit a ditch. The aircraft sustained substantial damage. No injuries were reported. January 18, 2022, Sturtevant, Wisconsin. A Cessna 120 veered left during takeoff, crossed the grass, and struck the cab of a parked fuel truck. The pilot sustained serious injuries. No ground injuries were reported. August 1st, 2023, North Charleston, South Carolina. A Charleston County Sheriff's Office Bell 407GX crashed while attempting an emergency landing after a loss of tail-rotor control. The pilot sustained minor injuries. Investigators later reported a missing tail-rotor control bolt and another loose bolt from recent maintenance. December 30th, 2021, Golden, Missouri. AJ&J Ultralight C-Wing WSC crashed shortly after takeoff on the first flight after purchase, struck a house, and caught fire. The pilot was killed. No mechanical issues were found. NTSB blamed low-altitude loss of control by a non-certificated pilot.
Bill.
Whoa! Crap!
January 18th, 2023, Modesto, California. A Cessna 414 crashed near Modesto City County Airport while returning due to a radio frequency issue. The pilot was killed. NTSB found the airplane stalled in the base to final turn after the pilot became distracted, with no pre-impact mechanical failures. September 8th, 2014, Reno, Nevada. The one-of-a-kind Bakovich GP5, Sweet Dreams N501 GP, suffered right-wing structural failure during Reno Air Races qualifying and crashed, killing pilot Lee Behel. No injuries on the ground. October 22, 2021, Orlando, Florida. An Embraer EMB 500 Phenom 100 departed runway 36L after landing and came to rest in the grass. The aircraft was substantially damaged, with no injuries to the four on board. NTSB found the cause was the pilot's inadvertent application of the right brake during the landing roll. November 26, 2022. Suches, Georgia. A Magni M24 Orion Plus took off from the runway midpoint with a tailwind. Couldn't outclimb trees and hit brush during a turnback. The gyroplane was substantially damaged. The passenger was seriously injured, and the pilot was uninjured.
Sorry.
December 5, 2022. Woodsfield, Ohio, Monroe County Airport, 4G5. A Denny Kit Fox 5 veered left after landing, exited the runway, and struck terrain. The aircraft was substantially damaged. Both occupants had minor injuries. August 29, 2022. Bennington, Vermont. A Piper PA-28 R180 Cherokee Arrow crashed in a field short of the runway while landing. The pilot sustained minor injuries. NTSB later concluded the airplane stalled on approach amid variable winds, causing substantial damage. July 4th, 2022, Frankston, Texas. A Piper PA-32 RT-300T Turbolance II aborted takeoff on a wet grass runway, overran the end, and struck trees, causing substantial damage. NTSB attributed it to the pilot's delayed, rejected takeoff. Both occupants were uninjured.
He hit.
He wrecked it.
He wrecked it.